Alright guys, Fuller coming to you with another video. Shout outs to the whole LDBC. So in this video, I'm beginning to think that even boxing scene is on the payroll of goldenboy, or they somehow been infiltrated into the goldenboy by the goldenboy employees. And the reason I want to say this is because of this this article I pulled up called Daily Bread Mailbag, Canelo, Charlo versus Andre and Nietes and more. And I'm just kind of gonna dissect, how I feel about this, and what I see from it. So, in this article, just listen to how they talk about these guys. Just listen to how they talk. All right. Here's the article. After seeing Big Charlo and Andre side by side, no one is going to convince me that Canelo and GGG are ducking them. Andre is the sloppiest, most talented fighter I've ever seen. And Charlo is big, strong, and athletic, but if he doesn't catch his opponents with a big shot, then he looks slightly above average. There you see right there. I mean, even just with that statement alone, it's as if the person writing this isn't even considering the opposition that they faced. I mean, they're not going against just these pushover guys. Korobov was a live dude. Selecki was a live dude. I'm going to be honest. I don't think Canelo or Triple G would want to fight either or of them. And we can just do the track record to show that indeed Canelo and Triple G are ducking this fade. So their credibility has now become next to zero to me. Let's continue on. Okay, I'm not going to say he caught J-Rock with a lucky punch, but it was a bailout shot. What the hell? How are you going to call it a bailout shot when he set it up? When he blocked he parried both punches that J-Rock was going to throw, and he threw an uppercut. Okay? It was a jackknife uppercut. Canelo will outbox him just like J-Rock was doing and Korobov did. Well, that's not the case. Because if you get knocked down by jabs like J-Rock did, you're not getting outboxed. You're actually countering the boxer. If you hurt Korobov and force him to hug you, basically hold you, then therefore you're not really doing no outboxing. And that's just the reality of that situation. So I'm beginning to think that whoever wrote this is on Golden Boy's payroll. I'm really thinking. It's okay, let's continue the article. It's not a good look to vacate your title, but it's not out of fear. Okay, then what is it then? If it's not out of fear, then why is he vacated? Why is the title now in Charlo's hands rather than Canelo's hands if he didn't vacate it? Please tell me. I mean, anybody? What is Charlo? Is Charlo just borrowing the title? So now let's go to the rest. I don't believe Canelo is scared of any man. He is a gun and a killer, and he's proven it. Okay, so he proved it against who convincingly? Against Amir Khan? Against Liam Smith? Against James Kirkland? Please don't say Austin Trout. Many people had that fight a tie. Please do not say Miguel Cotto. Many people had that fight a tie as well. Please don't say Erislandy Lara. People had Lara winning that fight. Okay? I just don't like the term deserve. Charlo was his mandatory. Can you remember the last time Canelo defended one of his titles versus a mandatory? I can't either. I think it may have been Ryan Rhodes like 7 years ago. So you see here now they are actually showing his colors. They're actually showing his colors basically in his habits, but they seem to have no problem with it. At first they're saying, okay, yeah, he's not vacating out of fear. And then they're saying, oh, well, he hasn't defended his title in like 7 years. All right, let's continue. Charlo and Andre deserve the Canelo fight just as much as Liam Smith did, just as much as Rocky Fielding did, just as much as Erislandy Lara did, just as much as Austin Trout did, just as much as James Kirkland did, just as much as Amir Khan did. Wrong. They deserve it more than the following people you named. Okay? Save Erislandy Lara and maybe Austin Trout. But they deserve it more. Okay? They're crazy. I swear to God, I don't know who the heck wrote this, but I know they're on goldenboy's payroll, and I no longer think I'm going to take news from them because this is ridiculous. Now, if Canelo decides to stall them out and make them earn the title, earn it a little more, I have no problem with that. Canelo is a true superstar, and superstars throughout history are shot callers. The term deserve is just misused in this case. Okay, so Charlo didn't fight title eliminator, so he can get a shot. So that means he doesn't deserve it then, since he's done everything the WBC has asked him to do. Therefore, he doesn't deserve it. Wow. Wow. This is ridiculous. Okay. Let's continue. Charlo and Andre perform like they usually do under those circumstances. Andre usually gets out to a fast start, puts his opponents in their place, and then cruises to a decision. He's been pro 11 years and he's had almost 30 fights. That's how he operates. The fans and critics are not crazy about his style, but he's hard to beat. Andre is the Michael Nunn of this era. Critics hated Nunn's style, but he almost got to 40-0 until a prime James Toney went into his hometown and stopped him. is going to take that kind of effort to clip Andre. Um, Another disagreement that I have, because at the end of the day, Andre can put on the gas when necessary. All right, you saw him fight Selecki in a more aggressive style this time around. He didn't fight other opponents like that. You know, there's certain opponents where he turns on their aggression. Me personally, I believe that he's the type of fighter that he plays up to the opposition. Okay? So with that being said, this dude was definitely sniffing what Oscar was sniffing. Now let's continue. Charlo is a big, strong, athletic guy. He's a big puncher. But if he doesn't catch his opponent with a big shot, he usually has some struggles as the fight goes on, and he misses big. He's not the hardest guy to hit, but that doesn't mean he can't beat Canelo. Charlo is the Jermaine Taylor of this era, but he seems more durable, more stable mentally, and he has the twin appeal going. But both were big and strong, but flawed and missed big shots. Taylor became the mandatory to the great Bernard Hopkins to earn this title shot. The only difference in the situation was Hopkins didn't vacate, he fought Taylor. Canelo would be the favorite to beat both guys. Andre is the tougher guy stylistically. Charlo is the harder puncher. I agree with you about them fighting each other. So if Canelo's favored to beat both guys, then why doesn't he fight at least one of them? And the fact of the matter is that Canelo, if he wanted to be undisputed, he would have had to fight Andre. So why would he opt to become the franchise champion rather than just go ahead and go for undisputed and collect all the belts? He's already lineal, so that means it was just one more belt needed. And that's just that. Because he knows what time it is. This guy is, this is sad, man. Okay, let's continue. Canelo is obviously not going to give either an opportunity at this moment. So instead of waiting, they need to go on the hunt. Charlo is 29, Andre is 31. They might be in their primes right now. Neither has beaten a big name at 160. Andre just defeated his first top 10 guy at 160. Charlo has not fought a top 10 guy at 160 yet. So tell them to dance with him then. If he hasn't fought a top 10 guy yet, go write about the guys who won't dance with him instead of saying this crap. This is ridiculous. Both guys have to get active and start picking off future opponents for Canelo. They can fight each other. At a certain point, a fighter has to do what's best for them and not for the network and company. That's the only thing I agree with right there. That is the only thing I agree with what they said. A fighter has to do what's best for them. And at this point, I think a Charlo Andre fight would be what's best for them. I think that would be what's best at this present moment. So, in my eyes, they do need to fight. Okay? I don't see the Canelo fight happening. I don't see the Triple G fight happening. Whoever wins a fight between them would be a serious player. They would have 2 belts. They would be considered a top 10 pound for 4-ounce guy. And Canelo and Triple G would have to take serious note. Well, if they didn't take serious note at 154, what makes you think they're going to take serious note right now? They also could fight Daniel Jacobs. I know Jacobs and Andre are friends, but Charlo is not Jacobs' friend. Even if Jacobs moves up, Charlo can fight him at a catchweight at the Barclays. Andre can go after Rob Brandt. They can't keep fighting twice a year versus their current level of competition. Waiting for the lottery is not going to happen like that. The time to make a move is now. Canelo obviously wants to go after established name at this point. Okay, so James Kirkland, Liam Smith, Rocky Fielding was an established name? You mean to tell me Rocky Fielding was an established name? And you mean to tell me his potential next opponent, Jaime Munguia, is an established name? The hell out of here. Let me go. How do you see a possible Andre versus Charlo matchup? The fight could do a lot for the winner in terms of landing a GGG or Canelo fight. I personally believe Andre. Now this person may be talking some sense right here. I don't know. It may be a different person in this point of the article, and he seems to think along the lines that I think of. So I guess that's why I'm kind of feeling this guy. He said, how do you see a possible Andre versus Charlo fight, Charlo matchup? The fight could do a lot for the winner in terms of landing a Triple G or Canelo fight. I personally believe that Andre beats all three of them. And I think Charlo has a shot to beat Triple G. I think Charlo gets hit a bit too clean to hang with Canelo. GGG would probably clip him if he wasn't responsible defensively. With this talk of Canelo going up to light heavyweight, what do you think? 175 is too big for him? I know he has a great chin, but I think his ceiling is 168. Now that was a fan that wrote that, and he has some valid points. I think Charlo versus Andre, and here's the biased-ass boxing scene. I think Charlo versus Andre is a great fight. I can envision both guys winning. I really don't have a favorite. It's a tough fight to call. Sometimes I see Andre outboxing Charlo. Other days I think Charlo will be too strong. It's weird. If you look at the Charlo versus Korobov fight, you pick Andre. If you look at Andre versus Kolke, you pick Charlo. The boxing world seems to want this fight. Let's see if they can work together and make it happen. If either guy takes another 80-20 fight, next the critics are going to kill their brand. I think the quartet of Charlo, Andre, Triple G, and Canelo are about even as far as who can beat who. But GGG and Canelo have done a lot more, so they have a side power. What the hell has Triple G done besides fight Canelo? Please, look at his last opponent that he fought. He fought a real estate agent, okay? Triple G's most notable opponents are Danny Jacobs and Canelo. Nobody knows of Usmanu Adama. Nobody really knows of a Curtis Stevens. No disrespect to New York fighters. Nobody really knows of a Willie Monroe. Nobody really knows of a Vanis Monterosian who moved up in weight just to fight him, who's not even a true middleweight. Nobody knows of a Kell Brook that much stateside, who was a welterweight who moved up. Let's continue. Charlo can hang with Canelo, but beating him is different. I think Charlo's style suits Canelo. Charlo will have to have his jab pumping to keep him up. Shit, his jab may knock down Canelo. Believe that. Charlo is heavy-handed. He may be able to hurt Triple G. They both have great chins. Someone would get seriously hurt if GGG fought Charlo. Yeah, and it would be Triple G most likely. Andrade has a nightmare style. GGG of 2014 could corner him. Not sure about now. It depends on who Canelo fights at 175. A physical, fast, light heavyweight wouldn't be good for him. But remember, Kovalev doesn't like it to the body. They made no stories about him in the gym. They could be flirting the name out there. Who knows? Canelo is a shot caller. I don't think he's over his head versus Kovalev. Yeah, because Kovalev is in the decline. You know? And so, you know, when I look at this, when I look at this like biased ass person who wrote this, I'm beginning to think that they were on the payroll of goldenboy, and goldenboy put them up to it, you know, to say these kind of things about it, just like basically bashing Charlo and bashing Andre. It's like they did not look at both sides of the spectrum. Like, you have to look at both sides of it, okay? You have to look at the simple fact that it takes two to tangle. And if these guys don't want to tangle, what are they left to do? They have to stay active. Okay? Otherwise, if you don't stay active, you're going to be crap. Okay? And that's just it. So boxingscene.com has lost my credibility now. You know, they really have. I don't even know if I want to refer to them for news anymore. You know, I really don't know. It's like they're on the payroll. Really. They're really on the payroll. And so with that being said, man, let me know your thoughts in the comment section with what I read, and let me know if you're going to subscribe to them. And I'm not telling you to stop going to boxingscene.com. That's not my thing. At the end of the day, everybody's going to do what they want to do, you know. But my thing is just, it was just an obvious bias. You know, it just seems like a very obvious bias. And so, you know, with that being said, I'm gonna, you know, I can't really deal with them anymore. You know, that's just me personally. If you're just gonna cap up for, you know, like one fighter and stuff like that, then please give me a break, you know. But that's all I got, man. Full of signing out. Leave your comments. Enjoy.